kids, in this video I am going to cover the entire coordinate geometry. So please stay connected till the end. Okay, coming up to the basic concept, first let's understand what you mean by variable and what you mean by constant. As we have already learned in the previous standards, constant means it's just the number and variable means the letters A, B, C, D, X, Y, Z and so on. So those are the variables. Now there are two types of variables. It is independent variable and dependent variable. What do you mean by independent and dependent variable? Very simple. For example, समझो मम्मा आज खाना बनाती है तो you are able to eat the food, right? So mama becomes independent and you are dependent on your mom. अरे मम्मा ने आज खाना नहीं बनाया तो हम खाना क्या खाएंगे? So you are dependent on mama and mama is independent. आज मेरा मूड क्या तो मैं बनाऊंगी, आज मेरा मूड क्या तो मैं नहीं बनाऊंगी. So the independent variable over there in that example is your mom and dependent is you. Okay? Same way if I take an equation y is equal to 3x. Now x का वैल्यू अगर दिया हुआ रहेगा तभी we will get the value for y. So y becomes your dependent variable just like you. अरे x का वैल्यू नहीं दिया हुआ तो y का वैल्यू कैसे फाइंड आउट करेंगे? You can't find it, right? And x becomes the independent variable. I hope it's clear. चलो, then let's come to what you mean by coordinate geometry. So we have already learned before in the previous standards that there are two type of axes, x-axis and the y-axis. Say for example, this is your vertical line, it is y and this is y dash. This is your horizontal line which is x dash and x-axis. Okay, the intersection of x-axis and y-axis is called as origin. It is represented by O. Now, the points on the x-axis on the right hand side, you have learned number line, right? So on the right hand side you have all positive numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and so on. So this is your x-axis. This is your y-axis. On the left hand side you have all the negative numbers. -1, -2, -3, -4 and so on. Okay. Above origin you have all the positive numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and below it you have all negative numbers -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6 and so on. Now how do you represent a point, a coordinate on a graph paper? So the easier way is always remember the format is x coordinate comma y coordinate. Always whenever you plot a point on the graph, first you will get the x coordinate, you will plot the x coordinate, then you will check the y coordinate and accordingly you will plot. X coordinate is also called as abscissa and y coordinate is also called as ordinate. Generally MCQs they will ask you questions, so you need to know the other names also. X coordinate is abscissa and y coordinate is ordinate. Now say for example I want to plot a point say 2, 3. I want to plot this point. So this is on your x-axis and this is on your y-axis. Let's plot this point. So x coordinate, so from here this is positive, so 0, 1 it is over here. Y it is 3, so 1, 2, 3. So that means here you will get the point, say point P which is 2, 3. Okay, so if I want to plot the point -4 and -2. Okay, first where is the x coordinate? X coordinate is -4. So here it is -4 here. Okay, and y is -2. So from here you will draw. This becomes your coordinate which is -4, -2. Yes. Now if I want to plot a point which is say 3 and 0. 3 and 0. So x coordinate is 3 but the y coordinate is 0. So x coordinate, you know, it is 3 and y coordinate is 0. So over here, this is that point 3, 0. X coordinate is there and y coordinate is 0. So the coordinate of the point on the x axis is always represented by x comma 0. On the x axis, that means x coordinate will be there and the y coordinate would be 0. Vice versa, if I want to plot a point, say 5, 0, 5. Okay. So the x coordinate is 0 but the y coordinate is 5. So from here go to 5 over here. So here it is 0, 5. So the coordinate of a point on the y axis, you will have the y coordinate but the x coordinate would be 0. Okay. Then what is the coordinate for the point origin? It is always 0, 0. I hope this much is clear. Plotting of the points are clear. Now we also have to know the quadrants. What do you mean by quadrant? Where does this point lie? In which quarter? Okay. So that is called as quadrant. So say this is positive. This is also positive. So here the coordinate is positive, positive, which is the first quadrant. Both the coordinates would be positive. Okay. Then comes the second one. The second one, x coordinate is negative but the y is positive. So second one is negative and positive, where the x coordinate is negative but the y coordinate is positive. This is your second quadrant. Okay. Then comes the third quadrant, where x coordinate is negative and the y coordinate is negative. Both are negative. That becomes your third quadrant. Fourth one, x is positive whereas y is negative. So it is plus comma minus, which is the fourth quadrant. So if I say, can you tell me the quadrant? If it is minus 3, 0, in which quadrant will it belong? It will not belong in a quadrant. It will belong on the x axis. X coordinate is given but y coordinate is 0. Understood? But if I give a number, say minus 3, 4. Okay. First one is negative, that means here, and positive, that means over here. So it belongs to the second quadrant. Okay. If I give a number, say 2 and minus 3. Okay. 2, x coordinate is positive, y coordinate is negative, that means here. So it belongs to the fourth quadrant. The easier way to remember is first quadrant is both positive, third quadrant is both negative. Okay. Now as per the number line, your second quadrant will start from negative and it will be positive. So negative, positive, vice versa would be your fourth quadrant. I hope this much is clear. Then how will you find the distance of the coordinate from x axis or from y axis? Say for example, if a point given is 4, 5. Okay. The coordinate given is 4, 5. So let's plot it. 4 is here and 5 is here. So this is 4, 5. Okay. Now what is the distance from the x-axis? From the x-axis, this is the x-axis. So what is the distance from the x-axis? How much? It is 5 units from the x-axis. Okay. What is the distance of this point from the y-axis? Y-axis is here. So the distance is here. What is the distance? It is 4 units. So always remember, whenever they ask you to find the distance of a point from the x-axis or from the y-axis, if it is x-axis, you will take the y-coordinate. If it is y-axis, you will take the x-coordinate. Or you can relate it like this also. Say for example, if a question is given minus 2 and 3, okay, you have to find the distance from both the axes. So minus 2, 3, that means it is over here, the point. This is the point, minus 2, 3. Okay. Now what is the distance from the x-axis? X-axis is over here. What is the distance? It is 3 units. Now what is the distance from the y-axis? Y-axis is over here. The point is over here. What is the distance? It is minus 2. But children, always remember, we never write distance in negative. So you will write the distance as 2 units only. You will not write it as minus 2 units. Okay? Yes kids, let's do one question. The points A, 3, 2, B and D. The three vertices of a square are given to you and the name of the square is ABCD. They have not given you the point for the coordinate for C. You have to plot these points and find the coordinate of vertex C. So let's plot A. A is 3 and 2. So it is over here. A, and please write the coordinate beside the point. B is 0, 5. So y coordinate is 5. So 0 and 5. B is over here. 0, 5. Okay. D is 0, minus 1. 0, minus 1. 0 and minus 1 over here. D. 0, minus 1. Now you have to join these points and find the square, right? So let's join AB first. It would be A, B, C, D, right? A square is like this. A, B, C, D. So A is joined to B. C is not there, but A is joined to D also. So you will join this also. Now you have to plot the point for C. Now just imagine children over here. This is 2, right? Now from here, how many units are you going this side? It is 1, 2, 3 units, right? From here 1, 2, 3. Same way you will come here also 1, 2, 3 over here on this line. Now join this line. This becomes your C point. C, which is, what is the coordinate? It is minus 3 and it is 2. On the same line. See, here you got 3, 2. That means y coordinate is 2. So y coordinate has to be 2 over here. What is the distance? 1 point, 2 point, 3 points. Same thing, 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 unit. So this becomes your square A, B, C, D. And what is the coordinate of vertex C? It is minus 3, 2. Let's graph the linear equations, children. The first one given is x is equal to 0. This is the x-axis. Where is 0? It is over here. Okay. So what is the y coordinate? Y coordinate is 0. Correct. So when x is equal to 0, that means the graph would be y-axis. It would be the y-axis. What if it is y is equal to 0? Now this is y. So what is x? So x would be this line. So whenever the equation is given as x is equal to 0, that means it is the y-axis. If the equation is given as y is equal to 0, that means it is the x-axis. Okay. Now x plus 2 is equal to 0. X plus 2 is equal to 0. That means x is equal to minus 2. Correct. Where is minus 2? It is over here. So from here you have to draw a linear graph. So you will just draw a line from here. This line is x is equal to minus 2. This is the equation of this is the graph of the equation. Then y is equal to minus 5. Minus 5, y is minus 5 over here. So from here, when you want to draw a graph, y is equal to minus 5 will be like this, and you will write it as y is equal to minus 5. Then comes y is equal to minus x. Over here, the value of x is dependent upon value of y is dependent upon value of x. So this is dependent and this is independent. So in such a case, you are going to make a table where you are going to take 3 numbers. Say for example, over here, I make this table. Now, you will first write x value, then you will write y value. Now, for example, if I take, you have to randomly take any number, but make sure the numbers that you get, the dependent one are always integers or whole numbers. It cannot be in fraction. Okay. Now, if you take the value of x as 1, since y is equal to minus x, so that means y is equal to minus 1. You have to just substitute the value. Say for example, if I take the value of x as 2, okay, so this will become y is equal to minus 2. So here it is minus 2. If I take the value of x as 0, so y is equal to minus 0. So what does it mean? It means y is also 0. Okay, now what are you going to do? You are going to plot this on the graph. So 1 and minus 1. 1 and minus 1. That means the point is over here. 1 and minus 1. Second one is 2 and minus 2. 2 and minus 2. That means the point is over here. Okay, I have made a thick point so that you will be able to see. But draw or make a smaller point. Okay. Then 0, 0. 0, 0 is the origin. Now from here you are going to draw a line like this. So this is the equation y is equal to minus x. Okay. Now the other one is y is equal to 2x minus 1. Which one is dependent? Y value is dependent on which value? On x value. So first let's make a table. X, y. Okay. Now let's assume x value to be 1. So y is equal to 2 into 1 minus 1. So 2 minus 1, the value of y will also be 1. Okay. Now if we take the value of x as minus 1. So 2 into minus 1 minus 1 minus 2 minus 1, it would be minus 3. Okay. What if I take the value of x as 0? 2 into 0 minus 1, which is 0 minus 1, which is minus 1. Now you need to plot this point. Okay. So easier way is take one positive, one negative and take one with the 0 value. Okay. Generally, if it is possible that you don't get a whole number, you don't get a fraction. Let's plot this point. Y is 1, 1. 1, 1, that means it's over here. Minus 1, minus 3. Minus 1, minus 3, it's over here. 0, minus 1. 0 and minus 1, that means it is over here. Now join these 3 points. You will get y is equal to 2x minus 1. I hope it's clear how to draw a graph for the linear equations. Let's continue with more sums. To the next question, children. Draw the graph of equation 2x plus y is equal to 6. Find the coordinates of the points where the graph meets the coordinate axis. Coordinate axis means the x-axis and the y-axis, where this graph meet those axes. Okay, first thing, an equation is given to you. So first we have to get 3 values. So let's draw the table. X value and y value. Now what is the equation? 2x plus y is equal to 6. So y is equal to 6 minus 2x. So y is dependent on x value. For example, if I take the value of x as 1. So y is equal to 6 minus 2 into 1, which is 6 minus 2, which is 4. Okay. What if I take the value of x as 1? Okay. So y is equal to 6 minus 2 into minus 1, which is 6 minus 2 into minus 1 is plus 2, which would be 8. Okay. If I take the x value to be 0, y is equal to 6 minus 2 into 0, which is 6 minus 0, which is 6. Okay. So now you got 3 numbers. Now you have to plot this. So let's plot it. Draw the y-axis. Draw the x-axis. Now remember, on the y-axis you need 8, and on the so maximum is y-axis. You need more numbers on the y-axis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, 6, minus 7, minus 8. This is 0. Then in x-axis, oh, you don't need much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have shown a difference, but generally this difference and this difference has to be same, children. Minus 1, minus 2, because I want to show it to you, that's why I made a difference over here. Okay. Now let's plot the point. So the first point is 1, 4. 1 and 4. That means the point is over here. Okay. Then is minus 1, 8. Minus 1 and 8. That means the point would be nearly over here. This is 1 and 4. Then is 0, 6. 0, 6 is over here. Okay. Now join this. This is your graph. Now, on which, on the coordinate axis, on this axis, where does it meet? It meets over here. On the x-axis, where does it meet? It meets 2, 0 over here. Correct? So, the coordinate axes are x-axis and y-axis. Where does this graph meet? On the y-axis, it meets at 0, at 6. And on the x-axis, it meets at 2. You will have to write the coordinates because you have to write the coordinates of the points where they meet the coordinate axis. I hope it's clear. To the next question, children. Draw the graph of the equation 2x minus 3y is equal to 5 and then find the value. So first let's write this in the form y is equal to mx plus whatever is given. So it is 2x minus 3y is equal to 5. Okay. So transpose this to this side and 5 to this side. So you will get 2x minus 5 is equal to 3y. So we can say y is equal to 2x minus 5 the whole upon 3. Okay. Now let's make a table where you need 3 values of x. X, y. Now for example, if I take now, the more careful, the more thing, you have to be more careful when you are plotting this point, when you are taking the point, that you don't get a fraction. Okay. So if I take the value of x as 1, so I will get 2 into 1 minus 5 upon 3, which is 2 minus 5 upon 3, which is minus 3 upon 3, which is minus 1. Yes, we can take this value. So if I am taking x as 1, y is minus 1. Okay. Same way, let's take one more value. Say we are taking x value as 4. 2 into 4 minus 5 upon 3. 8 minus 5 is 3 upon 3, which is 1. So 4 and 1. Okay. Now let's take the value of x as minus 1. 2 into minus 1 minus 5 upon 3, which is minus 2 minus 5 upon 3, which is minus 7 upon 3. It is in fraction, so you are not going to take this value. You have to get a proper integer. Okay. Now let's take the value as, so easier way, you should tell the table of 3 where after subtracting with 5 you should be able to divide by 3. So 2 4s are we have taken, 5s are 10 minus 5 not possible, 6 12 minus not possible, 7 yes 7 is possible. 2 into 7 minus 5 upon 3, which is 14 minus 5 upon 3, which is 9 upon 3, you will get 3. So 7 and 3. Okay, once you got the 3 points, let's plot them on the graph. So this becomes your y-axis and this becomes your x-axis. Okay, so this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6. Here you need till 3 only. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5. Let's plot it. First one is 1 minus 1. 1 minus 1 is over here. Correct? Then is 4 comma 1. 4 comma 1 is over here. 4 comma 1. Then is 7 comma 3. 7 comma 3 is over here. Now join this line. This is your graph. Okay. Now what is the question? You have to find the value of y when x is equal to 4. X is equal to 4. So from here you will draw a dotted line joining this point and where it meets. So what is the value of x? So you are starting from x is equal to 4, draw an arrow and it is going to the y axis, which indicates this. So what is the value of y? Value of y would be 1 over here. Okay, this has to be plotted on the graph. Okay, find the value of x when y is equal to 3. Y is equal to 3 means over here, let's draw a dotted line. Okay, now it will go till here. So from here you started and it went till here. So what is the value of x? The value of x is 7. Yes children? Come on, let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next question. Solve the equations graphically. Over here, simultaneous equation is given to you and you have to solve the equation graphically, not by using the cross multiplication method or elimination method. Okay, that means these two lines, when they intersect, you will get the value for x and you will get the value for y. Okay, this has to be done graphically. So first thing, you have to take 3 points. So let's draw the table for each one of them. And over here another table for this equation. Okay, now y is equal to 2x minus 1. Say this is x, this is y, x, y. If I take the value of x as 0, so 2 into 0 is 0, 0 minus 1, it would be minus 1. Okay, if I take the value of x as 1, 2 ones are 2, 2 minus 1, it would be 1. So here 1 and here also you will get 1. If I take the value of x as say 2, so 2 2s are 4, 4 minus 1, it is 3. You got 3 points. Let's find point for this. If I take the value, now over here you can write it as 5y minus x is equal to 14. Okay, so 5y is equal to 14 plus x, y is equal to 14 plus x, the whole divided by 5. Now if I take the value of x as 1, so this will become 14 plus 1 upon 5, 15 upon 5, which is 3. Okay, if I take the value of x as 0, you will get 14 upon 5. In fraction, you don't want it fraction. If I take the value of x as minus 4, so I will get 14 plus minus 4 upon 5, which is 10 upon 5, you will get 2. Okay, if I take the value of x as say 7, 7 fours are no. If I take the value of x as 6, so 14 plus 6 upon 5 is 20, 20 upon 5 you will get 4. So you got the 3 points. Okay, now let's draw this graph. One, two, I need maximum 6, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here in y I need till 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Minus I need till minus 4. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5. Negative I need till minus 4. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5. Okay, let's plot the point. Point children, say for example, if I am taking up this graph first, 1, 3 is over here. Minus 4 and 2, minus 4 and 2 it's over here. And 6, 4 is over here. Draw a graph for this. Join these points. And this graph is 5y minus x is equal to 14. Okay. Now in the similar way, draw the other graph. 0 and minus 1 it is here. 1 and 1 it is over here. 2 and 3. 2 and 3 it's over here. So plot this, join this graph. This is y is equal to 2x minus 1. Okay, you will get a straight line. Since I was doing a freehand, I got a bit slanting line. Now the point where they meet, that becomes your value for x and y. Now the point where they meet over here, it would be okay, so the point where they meet. Now for example over here, since I have done a freehand drawing just for you all to make it understand, so I will not get the correct answer. So over here it is meeting. What is the value of x? It is 2. What is the value of y? It is 3. So I will say x is equal to 2 and y is equal to 3. This value I have to solve. But when you are doing it on the graph, you may get a different value since I have done a freehand drawing. But this is how we are going to solve it. This will definitely come in your exam because you need to solve the equation graphically. So draw first, make 2 sets, get 3 numbers, plot one graph, then plot the other graph, the point where they intersect, find the value as per x and y axis. That would be the value for x and y. Okay, let's go to the next one. Let's understand how to find the distance between the two coordinate points. Say for example, A is over here and the coordinates are x1 and y1, and B is a point over here which has x2 coordinate and y2 coordinate. Okay, I want to find the distance between these 2 points. How will I find? So we use a distance formula. What is the distance formula? So the distance formula is, children, this would be helpful to you in 10th grade also. So please don't forget this formula. It is x1 minus x2 the whole square plus y1 minus y2 the whole square. Always remember, whatever x value of taking, that y value also you will take first. So x1 minus x2 the whole square plus y1 minus y2 the whole square. Or you can also say it as x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus y1 the whole square. The answer that you will get the answer in units. That is the distance between the two coordinate points. Let's do one sum where you have to find the distance of C from the origin. So what is the point given? C is given, which is 4 and minus 6. What is the coordinate for origin? It is 0, 0. So let this be x1 and this be y1. Let this be x2 and y2. If you write this, you will not go wrong when you are using the formula. Now since I want to find the distance, so distance CO I want to find. So it would be x2. If I am taking x2 1, so x2 minus x1 the whole square plus y2 minus of minus 6 will become plus 6 the whole square, which is square root of 0 minus 4 is minus 4. So minus 4 square plus 6 square, which is minus 4 square is minus 4 into minus 4, which is 16 plus 6 6 are 36, which is square root of 6 plus 6 is 12, 52. You are not going to leave the answer like this. Use the prime factorization method and find the square if it is possible. 2 2s are 4, 1 6 are 2 13s are, and 13 is a prime number. So since you have one pair of 2, that means 1 2 you can take it outside. So this will become 2 root, which number does not have a pair? 13. So only 13 would be left behind. So the distance between these two is 2 root 13 units. Okay. Go to the next question, children. Find the point on the y-axis. The point is on the y-axis, which is equidistant from the point A and point B. So let the point on the y-axis be point P. Let the point on y-axis be P. Now if it is on the y-axis, what would the coordinate be? It would be 0, y. Correct? Now it is equidistant from A and B. That means the distance, say point P is here. Now the distance from A to P is equal to distance from P to B. Equidistance. What is the coordinate for A? Minus 3, 2. P you got 0, y, and B is 5 minus 2. This distance is equal to this distance, equidistant. So that means the distance between AP will be equal to the distance between PB since they are equidistant. So let's use the distance formula for AP. It is minus 3 minus 0 the whole square plus 2 minus y the whole square will be equal to, same way, 0 minus 5 the whole square plus y minus of minus 2 will become plus 2 the whole square. Now how will you solve it? Let's square on both the sides so that we remove the root sign. So squaring on both sides. So when you square on both sides, you will be left with minus 3 square plus 2 minus y the whole square is equal to minus 5 square plus y plus 2 the whole square. Let's solve this. So minus 3 square is 9 plus, this is of the identity a minus b the whole square, which is a square plus b square minus 2ab. Okay, 2 into a into b, that is equal to minus 5 square is 25 plus, this is of the identity a plus b the whole square. So a square plus b square plus 2ab. Okay, so 9 plus 4 plus y square minus 4y is equal to 25 plus y square plus 4 plus 4y. Okay, now let's bring all the variable to one side and the constant to the other side. So y square, this y square I'll bring it here, so minus y square minus 4y, this 4y I'll bring it here, so minus 4y is equal to 25 plus 4 is 29, 9 plus 4 is 13, so when it goes here it will become minus 13. Okay, y square minus y square get cancelled, you will get minus 8y is equal to 16. So y is equal to minus 2. Now, so what is the point? Y is equal to minus 2. So the coordinate for point P is 0, y. What is the value of y? You got it as minus 2. So it is 0, minus 2. 0, minus 2. I hope it's clear. Let's go to the next question, children. Show that the points A, B and C are vertices of an isosceles right angle triangle. First thing, here you are going to prove two things. That one, it is an isosceles triangle. Isosceles triangle means two sides has to be equal. Right angle triangle, how will you prove right angle triangle? By using the Pythagoras theorem, where hypotenuse square should be equal to base square plus height square. Okay, so for that you have to find the distance between all the 3 points. So say for example, if this is a triangle, just an instance A, B, C. So you have to find AB, you have to find BC, you have to find AC, all the 3 distance. So let's find AB first. Square root of AB is 3 minus 6 the whole square plus 0 minus 4 the whole square, which is equal to square root of 3 minus 6 is minus 3 square plus minus 4 square, which is equal to 3 square is 9 plus 16. So AB is equal to root 25, which is 5 units. This is your first answer for AB. Okay, same way let's find for AC also. AC is square root of AC, 3 minus of minus 1, which will become 3 plus 1 the whole square plus 0 minus 3 the whole square, which is square root of 4 square plus minus 3 square, which is 16 plus 9. So AC is square root of 25, which is 5 units. So now two sides are equal, so it's an isosceles triangle. But yes, we need to find BC also. Let's find BC. So BC is equal to square root of 6 plus 1 the whole square plus 4 minus 3 the whole square, which is equal to 7 square plus 1 square, which is 49 plus 1, which is root 50. Okay, so BC, what did you get the answer? Root 50. And how do you write root 50? Find the prime factors. It is 5 into 2. So it would be 5 root 2 units. This is for BC. So we know that AB is equal to AC. So it is an isosceles triangle. This part is done. Now you have to prove it is a right angle triangle also. So let's prove it. Now in a right angle triangle, generally the hypotenuse is the longest side. Which can be the longest side? It would be 5 root 2, because the value of root 2 is 1.414. So 5 into 1.414, it would be more than 5. Okay, so let's find whether it is a right angle or not. See now, according to hypotenuse, let's take this as a longer side. So BC square is 5 root 2 the whole square, which is 5 into 5 into root 2 into root 2, which is 25 into 2, which is 50 units, square units. Okay, now let's find for AB and AC. AB square plus AC square. AB square you had got 5 and AC square also you had got 5. So 5 square is 25 plus 25, which is 50 square units, right? So see, what does it prove? It proves that BC square is equal to AB square plus AC square. So if this is the hypotenuse, it is a right angle triangle also. Are you clear over here? Come on, let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next sum, children. Show that the points O, A and B are vertices of an equilateral triangle. Equilateral triangle means all sides should be equal. That means if I draw a triangle OAB, distance OA should be equal to distance OB should be equal to distance OB. So here you are going to find the distance OA, then you will find distance OB, then you will find distance AB. Now all the three will have the same distance. That means it is an equilateral triangle. Okay, using distance formula. Then comes, since there are similar type of sums, I will just explain you the concept. You can solve it. Okay. Show that the points A, B, C and D are vertices of a rectangle. I want to show that they are vertices of a rectangle. Say it is A, B, C and D. Okay. Now, what are the properties of a rectangle? Opposite sides are equal. So, first thing you are going to find using distance formula, distance AB, BC, CD and AD. When you find the distance, you will see that AB and CD are equal, BC and AD are equal. Okay, so that means, is it a rectangle? No. Opposite sides are equal. It can be a parallelogram also. Then how will we come to know that it is a rectangle? For that we will have to do an additional step. We will have to find the length of the diagonal BD and also the length of the diagonal AC. Now if both this length, the distance is the same, then we say it is a rectangle, because in rectangle the diagonals are equal. So if the using distance formula you will find BD, you will find AC. If the distance is same, then it is a rectangle. If the distance is not same, then it is just a parallelogram. Okay. Then 9th question. Show that the points A, B, C and D are vertices of a rhombus. Now rhombus, I will just draw it here so that it's clear. Rhombus is like this, say, okay, A, B, C, D. What are the properties of a rhombus? All sides are equal. So first thing you are going to find using distance formula, you will find AB, you will find BC, you will find CD, and you will find AD. The length of all the four sides. You will get all the sides equal. So can we say it is a rhombus? Why not square also? Because in square also all sides are equal. Then how will you differentiate between a rhombus and a square? Now in square the diagonals are equal, but in rhombus the diagonals are not equal. So you are going to find using distance formula AC, and you are going to find using distance formula BD. Now this both the diagonal will not be equal. If they are not equal, then it is a rhombus. If they would be equal, they would be square. Children, I hope you are clear with the concepts. I end this chapter here. Till then, please stay connected and thanks for watching.